Hey everybody, Amber from Amber Approves, your leading health food expert. Today I want to talk about the damages of negative self-talk. A lot of people take it lightly that they're hard on themselves or really negative towards themselves and don't either realize or are aware of the negative damages that this can be having. And if you are struggling with this, I can completely relate because this used to be me. And if you want to read a little bit more, check out my story at amberapproved.ca and it'll just give you a bit more of an explanation about what I do. But I used to be a food addict, negative body image towards self, was always fighting with my body, and now I help to support my clients that I have to overcome all of those things and have a healthy relationship with themselves and positive self-talk. But essentially what tends to happen is when we have negative self-talk, there is either an experience that happened when we were younger, whether our parents said something to us, a friend, someone at school, or just some random stranger made a comment or multiple comments that could have really impacted and shaped our behaviors, our thought processes, and the way that we perceive ourselves as we grew up. And the problem is say an example, like if someone told you were fat when you were younger, that you could have taken really, really to heart. And the way that that could have potentially shaped your behavior, thought processes, and the way that you grew up into an adult is you could have started dieting at a young age, restricting, exercising too much, not having a healthy body image, and even if you are thin, you see yourself as fat. And if you feel like you have weight to lose, it's like it would never be good enough, or you'd lose the weight and gain it back easily. You strive for perfection. You feel like you're never going to be good enough, like people aren't going to accept you, and so the list can go on. Anyways, I just share an example like that. It could be for something completely different. Maybe someone called you dumb, and so you feel the need to prove to people that you're one of the smartest people in the world. It doesn't really matter the experience because it can shape who we are today. The problem is if we're focusing on lack, negativity, negative self-talk, this negatively impacts our emotional health. So we may have a lack of confidence, not feel good enough, which can show up in our work, in our everyday lives. If you're a parent or a spouse or whatever, there can be a major lack of confidence there. This can also make our moods lower, anger, sadness, frustration, depression maybe. This can impact how we show up at work. It can impact our motivation. We maybe can end up with an eating disorder or emotional eating, a food addiction, or some sort of way that we cope externally with food or drinks or smoking or drugs to help suppress feeling these negative emotions about ourselves. The beauty of all of this and the reason why I'm sharing this, and I get into a lot more details in episode 64 of the podcast coming out this Sunday, so you can check that out on iTunes or amberapproved.ca/podcast/64. But I delve a lot deeper into all of this and talk about the damaging effects of negative self-care, the way we communicate to children and the impacts of body image on children, and ways we can start to shift whether we were impacted at a young age or we are a parent raising a child and we want to build more awareness with ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, and how that may be impacting our child. The sky's the limit and we can always shift. So I invite you to just look at it. If you are struggling with this and it's something that happened when you were young, or it's just something you're struggling with now that's getting worse, what do you need to do to let go of the past that doesn't exist anymore and this old identity that doesn't serve you and shift into more positivity, self-care, self-love, and taking better care of yourself? Food for thought for today. If you feel like you're struggling and it's time for you to reach out and get help, feel free to reach out to me. You can do so by going to my website at amberapproved.ca, or you can email me at info@amberapproved.ca to book a 30-minute complimentary consultation with me to explore this or digestive issues, inflammation, emotional eating, hormone imbalances, weight loss struggles, anything that's to do with that. I hope you enjoy this video and definitely stay tuned for the new podcast episode again coming up on Sunday, and I will catch you next time.